What's up, guys? Welcome to the Higher View Podcast, the podcast dedicated to the creative, the outside thinker, and the believer who are seeking community and healthy views on worldly topics. I am here with my better half, Alexus.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hi. I really like that jacket on you.
Thank you. It's new.
Yeah.
You know, filling it out, seeing how it does. But this is our podcast, and if this is your first time to the show, we welcome you. We got something very, very special for who today?
For the women.
Got something special for the ladies.
For the ladies. I'm so excited to get into this episode. But first, I want to ask, how are you? Husband, you're joining this lady talk.
Yes, I am great. Mm-hmm. I've had a pretty good day. Just got off work. Got our new iPhones.
Yes, we are officially.
We're setting up our new iPhones. We are officially iPhone users. We switched to the dark side.
Switch out of the dark side.
No, we switched to the dark side.
I don't get it.
I usually say to the dark side. It's just a figure of speech.
Oh, okay.
But we finally got our iPhones. So we've been setting those up, and it's been really cool. So that's really exciting.
Yes.
I'm about to go cook a steak dinner.
Boy, with some fresh beef that your grandparents gave us.
Yeah, so my parents killed a whole cow.
Grandparents.
My grandparents. Did I say parents?
Yeah.
Oh, my grandparents. My grandparents gave us, or they killed a whole cow. They got it processed. Now they have a freezer full, 3 freezer fulls of meat. So they're just like giving it away pretty much. But now we got some fresh meat. And I'm about to cook that up after this.
Some mashed potatoes and broccoli.
Yeah, so we have this episode, and we wanted to cater it especially to the women, to the girls out there. But guys, don't jump ahead so much. Don't leave if you are uninterested. I promise there is still something that you can learn from this. If you are a guy, you're going to want to learn. You're going to want to learn. Trust me. I've been there, and I've had to learn. You're going to want to learn. Okay? And after this episode, I want to let you guys know that I am going to be coming to you guys, specifically for the guys, with an episode catered directly to you. So stick around. It's going to be both sides. We're going to have both of those.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let Alexus, my wife, speak what has been on her heart, speak what she's been going on through her group with her women's group, and really just what has been moving there, what she's been getting revealed to, and I'll let you take the floor.
All right. Thank you. So, yeah, the beauty group, it's been going really, really good, or the women's group, I like to say. But it is called Beauty Within. If you have not heard that other episode that we talked about what our groups are about. But I really go into inner beauty and outward beauty, of course, but mostly within. That's why it's called Beauty Within. And it's been really good. We only have one more day. We're meeting this Sunday. We're going to be going out to eat just to celebrate all that, has been going on in the group. It's really nice to hear how other women struggle in other areas and you can relate. And so that's really where I got the inspiration for this episode, but I kind of turned it into a little different. So the Beauty Within age group, we go over the book called Fragrance of Beauty by Joyce. I don't remember her last name, but if you look up Fragrance of Beauty by Joyce, it'll pop up.
It's an oldie.
It's an old one from like 1970. And it was a really, really good book. It really spoke to us in many ways and just helped us walk out worry, fear, and how that can steal your beauty, how that can, whatever goes on inside of you, it's going to come out on the outward appearance. And man only sees the outward appearance. They can learn your heart. They can learn what kind of person you are. But for the first impression, they see your outward appearance. And so I want to go into a little bit about that. I want to go into a story, a little bit about me when I was younger.
Okay.
I was very delighted in beauty and the things with beauty, like coloring my hair, doing my nails.
You're very girly.
Yeah, very girly. I think that's kind of normal for a girly girl. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did like to get dirty, like to motorcycles.
You have both sides. I love that.
I do. I loved four-wheelers. I love getting dirty in the dirt. Like, that was me
Working
too.
on cars,
I
like
skateboarded. Yeah. I was a daddy's girl.
Funny.
I was a daddy's girl at the same time, but I enjoyed Barbies. I enjoyed the girly things too. But yeah, I really enjoyed coloring my hair and changing up my looks. That was really one thing I really loved doing as a child. And now if you don't know me, I have my own beauty business. I do hair and makeup and all those fun things. I'm really into fashion and stuff. But when I was younger, like as I was rethinking this whole episode, it that memory came up in my mind. I was like, yeah, I was really into beauty at such a young age. But when I was younger, I did it for the wrong reasons. I didn't do it for me. I did it to either please others or to follow the next trend. And I remember putting in hair extensions because my friend put hair extensions in. And I remember feeling like I needed certain things because other people had that. And like I said, it was never to please, like it was just to please other people and to fit in. And that was not the right intention at all.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what age would you say that you kind of went through that? Like, what markers was it, like, from starting at this age, kind of ending at this age? Like, how long do you think that went?
I really think it started in elementary school.
Okay.
I just remember always looking at my friends or always looking at other women, and like I remember this one friend I had, and I was over at her house, and this is so vivid to my memory right now, but she was just like painting her nails, and I remember like looking at it and being like, wow, like I really like the way she paints her nails. I like the color that she's using. Like, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was very much just wanting to mimic and like copy other people, which is very strange. But what I realized was I also really wanted to be like people on the TV shows that I watched. So I watched Disney growing up, like Wizard of Oz, or I don't know if that's Wizard of Waverly Place with Selena Gomez in it, and Hannah Montana.
I never watched Disney.
I watch all that stuff, so if you can relate, I'll relate with you. But yeah, I used to watch all of that, and I wanted to be like Miley Cyrus. I wanted to be like Selena Gomez. Like anything they wore, like I wanted to do that. So I wasn't looking within myself. I wasn't walking out my original self at such a young age. I was trying to be like everybody else. And which is so crazy that I'm saying originally myself, because I'll get into that in a minute. But what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I mean, I wouldn't say it's such a bad thing at that age, you know, as you're trying to figure out yourself. You know, I mean, you're growing up, you're a kid, you're a sponge, you're soaking in everything. Like, I think it's normal to see something and almost mimic it. Like, ooh, like girls are attracted to more of like the fashion stuff, doing their nails, getting their hair done, getting makeup done. So I think it's normal at that age, you know, to be able to go through that. And it's on different levels. I'm sure different couples or different people that have female friends could see this or see it in a different way. But you saying that you saw that when you were younger and it was almost like a mimicry, I see it can almost change into a comparison over a mimicry, you know, because now you're older. Now you can visually see how you look, visually see how you're accepted, or visually see like yourself. So it can almost be comparison now.
I totally agree with that. And I'm going to be getting into that as well. So thank you so much for saying that. I really feel like that planted those seeds and started to open that door, because now here I am, 23 years old, and I'm like looking at myself like, why do I judge and nitpick every smallest thing about myself when I look in the mirror? You know, like why am I not 100% confident with how I'm created? You know, like I really believe that there's women, and I know that there is women, I come across them, that very much are walking in that right now. And I just want you to know you're not alone, and that we all have some kind of insecurities that we have to face. That's just life. And that's just so we can come on the other side of that. But I'm just to say that, like that, why don't I feel 100%, you know, beautiful? Why do I nitpick everything in the mirror sometimes? Why do I judge myself? You know, where is that coming from? Why don't I fully believe, you know, what God tells me who I am? Like, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. If you don't know yet, I stand so strong on what the word says. Why don't I 100% believe what it says about me? Why do I doubt that? Where is that coming from? You know, and so I just starting to ask myself questions like, why is this stealing? Why? And you're talking about comparison. It's robbing. It's stealing my joy. It's stealing my happiness and my just love for myself. Comparison steals and robs everything. And so I really don't want anything to do with comparison. Yeah. And so now I'm looking, that's why I brought up when I was younger, you know, just looking back when I was younger, there is a root to that. There's a root to why those insecurities are creeping in now. But now I can ask myself, where is that coming from? Now I know. You know, it's asking that why and getting down to the string, like we talked about last
So this just came to my mind.
You gotta go.
I think they can go for both sexes.
Yeah.
The comparison thing, it definitely could. I've talked to my guy friends about comparison. Like I've had that conversation there too, and it is definitely something, a root that can be grasped onto both sexes. You know, it's not just a female thing. So if there's any guys still listening out there, this might be something important to listen to.
Yeah, let's keep talking about this. I hope you're already getting something out of this, and that at least you can see where this episode is going. And so I really want to get more into that and talk a little bit more about it. One thing God does say is that we are created in his own image. And it's just like, I feel like we don't even fully comprehend that, you know?
I agree.
So why don't I believe what God says? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at his creation. Look at everything around us. Look at us. Look at babies. Look at children. Look how beautiful they are. When you see a baby, you're not like, oh, that baby's ugly. Like, 99% of the time, you're like, that baby is so cute. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, so beautiful.
Oh, no,
or
man.
you're looking at
Newborns, they be looking a little like aliens.
okay, but when you okay, let's say kids, you know, like children.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
We do look like aliens, you know,
I'm
alien
sure
looking.
Once we have like our newborn, I'm not gonna be like, ugh, like what the heck is that?
But you look back, you're like, wow, because they don't have their features. Necessarily. Like when I look at baby photos when I was born, I was like, I do not look anything like I look right now.
Yeah.
I had a dark hair everywhere. So like I'm saying, like look at babies, look, you know, let's not talk about babies, maybe with children. Look at children, look how beautiful they are.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Okay, so in one of my schools that I coach, there's these twins. I just literally found out that they're twins. And they literally are different ethnicities.
Twins that are different, like they look like different races?
Yes.
Like different ethnicities.
And they're twins. So
That's crazy.
One is blonde hair, blue eyes, and very light skin.
Wow.
One is brown hair, brown eyes, and very tan skin.
No way.
And they're twins. I had no idea.
That's interesting.
And now that I know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I see it now. Like they have like the same nose shape, but I would have had no idea. But look how beautiful that is. Yeah. Like only God can create something so beautiful. If God like what I'm trying to get to is everybody is beautiful in their own way. If God can create something like that, that's very beautiful and creative and unique. And so
that's so true.
Yeah, what I'm getting to is like, look at all the different races. Look at all the different species and creatures and dog. Like, look at all the different kind of dogs.
Yeah.
And all the different kind of human beings and mixes.
A sunset. A sunset is something that sets me off.
Oh my gosh.
Sunset. It's like
it will never look the same.
A painting in the sky, bro.
Every day is different.
Beautiful. It's God's creation still.
Food.
We prepare that.
But it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
It's still good. Came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just a good example. So if all those things, if God cares about all those things, why do you think he does not care about you? Why do us women, you know, at least at first, maybe you're on the other side of this and that's awesome. And I think it takes time and it takes hard work and it takes self-work and self-discipline and just wanting more for yourself. You have to get to a point where you are so tired of just that negative feeling over yourself. You have to get to that point where you're like, ew. Like, I don't want this anymore. Like, get out of my life. Like, comparison, like, leave. Like, jealousy, I rebuke that. Like, anything that's creeping in like that, like, don't want it. Just don't want it because it robs, it takes away from your life. It takes away from you being able to fully love yourself and others. And so, yeah.
Will you ever be on the other side of it, though? You know, like, there's a level to that. You know, I think overcoming it is one thing. Living in it is another. I think we can overcome it, but I don't think we're ever over it. Like, we're never going to be completely whole. Who in this world is whole?
That is very true.
People say, like, oh, yes, I mean, it's just a phrase, and I know this is just a thing to say. No offense to anybody. Calm down. Don't come at me. But, you know, people say, like, oh, I was so broken in the world, God made me whole. You're not really whole. We're all broke. Dude, I'm a mess. Okay, we're all messes.
We just don't know.
I'm just.
We just don't come to. A
I
place
need
anyway.
God to fulfill my messness. That's what makes me, so to speak, whole. But
Yeah.
I'm never over it. I'm never going to be like completely whole where I'm over this thing. We overcome it, and then God fulfills the rest. He pursues the rest. So that's really good to say, that overcome it and we're on the other side of it. But I think people need to know, it's never just going to go away just because you overcome it on that one scenario or that one time. You still have to keep work at it. You still have to invest time and work into it.
Yeah, that's really good. And I really feel like it comes with the levels that you jump. There's always going to be more things. So let's say like an insecurity that I have is feeling belittled. That's an insecurity I have. Feeling like I'm not smart enough or measuring up enough, or feeling like, I'm not doing enough. It's kind of the same thing as not measuring up enough. Another one is not motivated enough. And so what I'm saying is if I get on the other side of that, I'm not going to carry that with me in my next season because I'm past that. But I believe that other insecurities may arise or may come up that I'm going to have to address.
New levels, new devils.
Yes, new levels, new devils.
Yeah.
Amen. Like, that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, so just to go back to myself for a moment, like, I have had a past of judging myself. I'm speaking past tense because I don't want to speak that over myself now. This all like has come to place like literally last night. I was like, oh my gosh, everything's making a full circle right now. I'm understanding where, why these things, why I feel this way, all this stuff. And I really like in the past, I've judged myself and it's caused me to judge other people. And I want to stop to that. I don't want to judge other people. And so I want to get into real quick about the beauty industry in today's world is toxic. I really, really believe I'm here to just help in that industry and help bring truth in that industry and make a difference in that industry. Because right now the beauty industry, or even the world standards of beauty, is literally about loving yourself and being overly concerned about what you look like. And that is toxic. That does not lead to any peace or anything like that.
It leads into a world of the world revolves around me. I'm the only person on this earth. It's all about me.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that you just said that, because literally I realized, it's come to my awareness that I have been very self-centered lately, and this is where all this is starting to make sense in my mind. Like, why, God, I'm just so tired. Like, I got to a point where I was like, God, I'm just so tired of trying to pray these things away. When my emotions and my thoughts aren't positive, I start to beat myself up and I start to get very like negative, or it brings me into this fog of like depression feeling. And then of course, like, I pray myself out of that. But lately I've been like, God, I don't even have any words to say. I just want this gone. But he brought to my awareness that I had been idolizing myself before him. And that literally has removed a veil from my eyes. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was just like a whole, like, oh my gosh, like epiphany almost. Like, this makes so much sense. This is why I'm struggling so much in my confidence, because I'm looking for my confidence within myself, or I'm looking for my confidence in this world, and that's not where you get your confidence. I'm telling you right now, you get your confidence from God alone, because he's the one that gives you confidence. And so when that came to my like mind, I was like, oh my gosh, I literally just feel so free. I actually feel confident without having to try to be confident anymore. So when I'm putting on my makeup, when I'm putting on, like, I enjoy wearing, eyelashes sometimes. I enjoy putting on lipstick, getting my hair done. There's nothing wrong with that. I really think your outward appearance, it does become important to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
Like, and it feels good. It's just an additive to your beauty that you already have. It's not something that's going to make you beautiful. You already are beautiful. And so I really just really want you to just to hear that one more time. You are beautiful. You don't need to add on anything to make you beautiful. It's just to, sometimes you might need to feel better about yourself, and that's fine. Put on something, that's okay. But remember that it's not, if you just cover it, so let's say you just put on makeup and stuff, it's just to make you, those insecurities are still going to be there. It's literally just masking the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not getting down to the root. And I feel like I need to make a whole other episode like for my channel or something, because I'm very passionate about this. Probably talk for a whole hour.
Yeah, for sure. I know you could. It's definitely your passion. This is your heart.
Yeah.
This is something that you go after every single day.
Yeah, but I know I do need to start wrapping this up a little bit. So I just want to say, like, being so self-centered, it's a stronghold in your life. And it was a stronghold in my life, being self-centered. Like, I had to come to terms that the world does not revolve around Alexus and her feelings. Okay? I need to end this with this verse. Okay? Mark 12:30. It says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength." The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. Those two things are the most important. It says to love your neighbor as yourself, not just love yourself and then go love your neighbor. So what that shows me is, yes, loving yourself is important. You have to love yourself to be able to love other people. But the most important thing is to love God and then love others. So where I was messing up was loving myself. I mean, of course I love God. It's in my DNA. It's my foundation. But daily, mentally, my thoughts, the way I was like pursuing things. And it was just like, it was me. It was self-centered. Yes, I'll be like, God, thank you for my hair. But it's more than just words. It's in you. And I literally felt freedom from that last night. Just realizing that. It's not self-centered. It's, God, I love you, and I'm going to go out and love others. At the end of the day, when I go out there from these four walls, it is not about me. When I go into those stores, it's about everybody else you come across. So I really want to leave all this with you guys, and just keeping that in mind, keeping that deep in your heart, to love God. Like, we hear that all the time. Love God, love people, change the world. It's just like, you can hear something over and over again, but I just encourage you, don't squinch just like what else you can get from that. Like, keep your heart open, your mind open from hearing something over and over again, because I promise you, you're going to get new understanding.
Don't let the weight become light.
Don't let the weight become light.
Because those words are heavy. Love people, love God, change the world. That's a heavy sentence.
That is.
So don't oversay it to where it doesn't have meaning anymore. Or that goes with anything else that you say. Telling yourself that you're beautiful, being confident, telling yourself that you're confident, telling yourself God's word. Like reading scriptures, they carry a lot of weight. And you can repeat them so much that it just becomes...
Yes. And I know that we're like in our season, we're like, God, we just want a reset mode. We want to reset on everything, reset on how we see you, how we see the world, how we see ourselves, how we see everything in our life. We want to reset. And so when we start praying that, it was just like, here you go, here's a reset. And so I just want you to know, if you're being self-centered, perceive that as idolizing before God. Like that, you're putting yourself before God, and He's the one that created you. If you are dwelling in all of your negative emotions or judgment about yourself, if you're judging others, take a step back and look at yourself, because at the end of the day, it's coming from you and how you view yourself. You cannot love other people if you don't look at yourself in the mirror and believe what God says about you.
You really have to get those why questions. It really has to be that step back, look around, like mentally, spiritually, not physically, and ask why. Why am I judging this person right now? Why am I getting these thoughts towards this person right now? You have to ask those whys. You have to get to the end of the string. And I really like that we're talking about this, and you're bringing up like the self-centeredness. Like, if you're feeling that, if you walk in that a little bit, it kind of lines up with the previous episode. Like, you have to ask that why. You have to get to the bottom of the line.
And that's what I was doing, to go way back in the beginning of this episode when I brought up, when I was a child. Why do I have insecurities now? Where are these insecurities coming from? Why do I nitpick everything about myself? Like I was saying, why do I, why? I was asking myself why. And it was like, well, look what it was like when you were a child. Look what kind of seeds were starting to be planted in you, and you thought you had to measure up to the world. And I really feel like people are falling in that trap, and you feel like you need some lip fillers. You feel like you need falsies all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's wrong to go get lip fillers. That's wrong to do these things. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, what's your why behind that? Like, why are you doing that? Are you doing it because everybody else is? Are you doing it because it's to please other people? Like, do you feel like you need that? Like, you should just be so content with you without needing to add anything. Take off your eyelashes. Let yourself be natural for a while and just be like, okay, I love myself naturally. Get to that place. And then when you get to that place, then you can be like, you know what? I want to have some fun with some eyelashes for a little bit. It just makes me feel good.
It's a tough question to ask. I can only imagine. For a woman, like if I was a woman and going through this world that it's kind of like glamorous, and that's the trend to go do that, like Kim Kardashian vibe.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the idol of the world, or female, of the looks. It would be a hard question to ask. Like, what is my intention on getting this right now?
Yeah.
It would probably be a harsh reality if I were to ask that.
Yeah, that is very true. And sometimes you might don't even know how to answer that question, but that's fine. Just don't do it to please other people and to feel like you have to measure up to this world. That's all I'm saying. And there's nothing wrong with doing things that make you feel good either. Like, if putting eyelashes make you feel good, that's fine. But I'm just saying, don't let yourself feel like you need them, because you don't. Like, I was like wearing falsies this past like week, like putting them on. And like right when I would wake up, I'll put them on. Then I'm like, why do I feel like I need to do this right when I wake up? Like, why can't I just like walk around without any falsies? You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw that.
Yeah.
And because it was new too, and I was excited. But I started to realize it started to take a negative pull on me. It was like, when I didn't have them on, I was like, oh my gosh, I really feel like I'm ugly right now. Like, I don't have any makeup or anything. And when it came to that, I was like, you know what? I'm putting these to the side for a little bit because I don't need them. So I just encourage you, if you need to, to step aside to something and just come to a place of really believing in what God says about you. Come to a place where you can speak good to yourself and keep saying it over and over again, because it's not easy. Like I said, it takes self-work. It takes self-discipline. Like you were saying earlier, you don't just come to a place. Like, you don't just come to this place, you're like, oh, like, I'm good. I'm completely whole. So with this whole episode, I just want to let you guys know my perspective has changed. Praise the Lord. My perspective has changed from self-centeredness to what love actually is. Like, love is not self-centeredness. Love is loving God and loving people. And this has helped me today love myself in a new way, guys. Like, it has shown me how to go out and put others before myself.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I know this has been a long journey for you.
It has.
It's still going to be work. It's never going to be finished. If you always want to fine tune that, it's never going to be finished. But I'm so, so proud of how far you've came. Where you've came from to now is a testimony that would speak more than words ever could.
Thank you.
I'm so, so proud of you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you. Making me emotional. With all that said, thank you so much for listening to this. I really hope and pray that this has touched you in a way that I can only imagine. And I just want you to know I'm here for you. I have my beauty business called Original Me Beauty for a reason, you know what I'm saying? So just reach out, if you ever need somebody to just help you with your beauty, inwardly, outwardly, I'm here for you. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. We will see you next weekend, and what we'll be doing the men's one.
Yes. Tune in next week, fellas and the ladies. You're gonna want to tune in too. If you're gonna want to learn about the opposite sex, if you have a husband, you have a boyfriend, you got your little person you're talking to, please tune in, because there's stuff that you need to know, stuff that you got to learn, especially like for this episode with the guys. There's stuff that you need to know on this for your future wife, your future girlfriend, whatever is going to come your way. But yeah, we like she was saying, her business, she's very passionate about this, very, very passionate about the beauty. So if there are any females out there that are desperately seeking answers, that need help, please reach out. She's more than willing to help you. It would help her more than it would ever help you. I can tell you that.
It's a blessing. For sure.
She's passionate about it. I can promise you. But we want to leave you guys with that. We love you guys so much.
Yes.
We will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace out.
Peace out.